Hey everybody, it's me, John Ward, and welcome back to another Dark Park Film Reviews. And I am here with the notorious, the underscore notorious underscore OGP, aka Nog Ross, comma, the king of wishful drinking. Did I get all that correct?
Yeah, you did, sir. Thank you very much. I am also a loner and a rebel. So,
Do you have a bike that's in the Alamo basement?
I do not, but I have ridden the highways, the asphalt trails to the stars with Large Marge. I have been on that route. So, I'm well traveled, well versed, and yep, that's all I had right there. I lost it. I
Dot,
was
dot, dot.
hoping something would come. Yeah, nope. But no, Nog Ross, the king of wishful drinking. Nog as in eggnog, and I don't know why, but I was given that moniker by Mel, Mrs. My Killer Podcast Mel, and she, I guess Miss would be correct. Let me not mislabel her, but Miss Mel, and she called me Nog Ross, which was hysterical because I was drinking eggnog and doing art or something. And that's a drink that involves alcohol, and I am also the king of wishful drinking. So there's long stories behind them all, but we're not here to talk about my alcohol consumption or my vices. We're here to talk pirates.
That's right.
But it is wonderful to be here, and thank you for having me on this journey with you as we sail across the seven seas, the legitimate kind of seven seas, as
Yes.
opposed to some of the other seas we may or may not have sailed over the years.
Well, we definitely know the pirates did sell those seas. So,
Yes.
And we are going to be talking about today the fourth Pirates of the Caribbean movie, Pirates of the Caribbean on Stranger Tides. So, which does not have the other two people in it, which does not have Elizabeth and the other guy.
That is the first thing that I noticed about this. And that ship, had run its course. So I'm glad we got more other different adventures of Captain Jack Sparrow without them, because Captain Jack is this franchise. And you can have some repeat villains like we do, but to have it be the Will and is it Elizabeth story?
Yes.
Those were good movies, but I didn't need any more of them. I wanted Jack Sparrow doing something else. So I'm happy we got that. So I don't mean to brag, but I have a slipcover for mine, and it still has the Fry's Electronics price tag on it
Oh,
here.
wow. They're not even around anymore. That's kind of like a Fry's collectible.
And you could enter to win a trip for 4 to the Lego headquarters in Denmark. I'm sure that offer has expired. And then this is the 2-disc combo pack, includes Blu-ray and DVD. Apparently, it's a great value, it says there. So.
Oh, I have none of that. I do have Blu-ray plus the DVD. This is Disney Movie Rewards Magic Code inside. That's about all I got, which is what it says.
And I do like it's kind of like a 3D hologram kind of.
Yeah, that's cool.
A slip cover. You're seeing some of the reflection from my computer screen, but for me, I see the clouds moving and stuff in there. So
yeah, no, that is cool. Well, mine, I guess it doesn't. Yeah, disc 1 is Blu-ray.
Without the slip, it looks just like yours. However, I still have. What about the back? Does your back have that? Yep, So just the same, mine is still factory sealed, sir.
Oh, what did you watch yours on then?
Now you're asking yourself, how did you watch the movie, OGP? If yours is still factory sealed, I thought we were going to watch this movie and talk about it. How did you do that? So there, in the last few years or so, there's this invention called the intranet. I believe it was invented by one Mr. Al Gore. And through the intranet, I was able to connect to a remote viewing device operated by the Disney brothers, Walt and whatever the brother B was. And they played this movie remotely for me. I was able to view it through the intranet on my television. Believe it or not, it's quite phenomenal.
Was it on the World Wide Web?
It was. That is correct, sir.
So did you have to go to worldwideweb.disney?
Sir, the magic of the internet, the magic of Disney, I cannot reveal their trade secrets, sir.
Understandable. Understandable. I watched this on Blu-ray.
Is that what yours looks like inside the disc?
Well, I have the little rewards thing on here that it mentioned on the front.
Okay.
Which holds no interest to me. And as I'm sure it's probably expired.
Does yours look like that?
I think it's the same thing, just different looking.
Mine opens up. Does yours open up?
No, it's only the one.
Mine opens up 3 times, sir.
Wow, I suck. You don't.
And mine is a Legos Walt Disney Signature Home Theater credenza. Ooh, I could win. Or grand prize to Lego headquarters, plus more great prizes. So there's that.
It looks like that.
Disney Studio.
That's very nice.
Sir, I also have this Bring Home Disney 3D in 4 easy steps. You get yourself a 3D TV. It's very easy to get a 3D TV. You get yourself a Blu-ray 3D player or PlayStation 3. Easy stuff. You get yourself some 3D glasses. Piece of cake. And then you buy yourself a 3D movie. No problem. Piece of cake. That's only a couple $1,000s. No problem.
Well, obviously you're not a fan if you don't.
Yeah.
Right.
And then see your favorite characters leap off the screen in 3D. So I have that card as well. And then, sir, the search is over. This was also in there.
See, that's what I get for buying a used copy.
Pirates Treasure Inside. Let's see what it is.
This is like
more Lego ads. Get the whole crew ready this Halloween. Find your costumes at disguise.com. Then we also have Phineas and Ferb. You can watch on Disney XD. Adventure waits for you. Discover the best snacks in the aisles. Oh, Pirates Booty. You ever seen those chips
Booty.
called Pirates Booty?
Yes.
Yeah. An ad for that. Live the Adventure.
Like a novel.
Pirates of the Caribbean online. Plus, you could get a Pirates of the Caribbean hat. They have apparel.
I want the hat.
And an ad for cars. Pirates of the Caribbean, Queen Anne's Revenge. Is this a game night? So it's the writing is so small. To order, call toll free. Something about Queen Anne's Revenge there with a pirate ship, and then Cars 2 ad.
Okay, yeah, that's Blackbeard ship, yeah.
And then this is one magical adventure he'll never forget. Order your free Disney Parks vacation planning DVD. So there you go. Learn how to vacation plan at Disney. But this is probably so old that would not be applicable nowadays. But 5 Disney movies for just $1. Visit joindmc.com, which I'm sure that does no longer exist either. So this is a relic, an archive, a treasured piece of history that I have in my possession here.
That might be worth more than the movie itself.
Yeah. And then the two movies. One is gray, boo, and the other is bright and colorful.
Yeah, I think we got the same.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
Same thing there. So, and no reversible artwork on the film. Disney is not known for that, though.
I did question something on the front of this. It says down here where it says Pirates of the Caribbean on Stranger Tides, right above Pirates, it says, and Jerry Bruckheimer Films present.
Yeah, so
And,
Disney
well,
and Jerry Bruckheimer.
Then I noticed on the back it does say Walt Disney Pictures and Jerry Bruckheimer Films. So I'm thinking like Pirates and Jerry Bruckheimer's films. What is the and? What is this? And then so I guess it would be Disney and, but that's kind of a weird thing to put on there. But
they put it weirdly. Disney wanted their space, their mark. Because it should say Disney, and right below the Disney, it should say and Jerry Bruckheimer.
Yeah, that would make more sense. So, because it's kind of confusing this way. But what's that?
I guess we should talk about the actual film then, huh?
Yeah, we should. And so what we're going to be looking at here is now I have a routine now with these because we still have one movie left. And so there we go. I put one of like the teaser poster up there for us to talk about it. And so have you seen this movie before? Have you seen On Stranger Tides before? Is this your first time?
This is my first time.
Okay. And you don't have to go into like real detail, but was it what you were hoping for? Because I watched a video where a guy reviewed all of them and he goes, this is not Jack Sparrow. This is not a Pirates movie. This has got a different director. It does not feel like a Pirates movie. Did you like the film? Did you feel that it was still the same as the other ones?
So here's my thought. People, and specifically movie critics, can be creatures of habit. And they want the same shit over and over and over. They want music to sound the same from the bands. They don't want their sound to change at all. People want The Hangover and The Hangover 2. They want the same movie in a different place. We got the same movie 3 times. Now we're looking at Captain Jack Sparrow in a different adventure, a different part of his life. And I like that because Jack Sparrow's life is not tied to Elizabeth and Will. And so he is a pirate. He had a history before, and he's having adventures, whatever, tales after dealing with them. And so I like that this is different. For somebody to sit here and say, well, this isn't Jack Sparrow, this isn't who he is or what he was, is hogwash. And I will say that because these are Disney movies, they pay more attention to, is this going to offend people? Is this going to scare people? Is this politically correct? All of these things are more important than the story. So for all 5 of the films in this franchise, if you really want to dive and go, ooh, the writing, let's take a good look at the writing in this film, you are a fool, because the writing is going to be filtered and filtered and filtered and filtered through the producers and through Disney. And it is not remotely close to what anybody originally wanted. So you have this output from Disney, which has had to get approval from countless people. The only thing that you can do is go, okay, does Jack Sparrow, 1, is he played by the same person? Yes, there's a bonus. 2, are his mannerisms the same? Is he a pirate? Does he look the same? Okay, yes. He's at a different stage in life, so his values or his morals may be a little different than they were in the other films. As we move through life, we change, we adapt. But he is essentially still the same guy, and that is somebody who is just trying to get by on life, somebody who is after his ship, which in this particular movie just so happens to be trapped in a little tiny bottle. So
Yeah.
he is trying to get his ship. Same MO, different place, different characters. I thought it was just fine. I'm glad we moved away from the original trilogy. That trilogy was fine. I'm not knocking it, but we did not need to beat that dead horse.
Okay, okay. And it's funny that you mention, like creatures of habit and stuff, because I did mention that I now have a routine on how we do all of these. So it's the same thing every single time, basically. So
For a review, that's fine. To have a format, to break a film down and talk about it, that's fine. We're not making films, we're talking about films. So there, having a structure there is good. Having a structure to making a film is good. Having a structure to your story is dumb, and Marvel is paying the price for that. Every damn movie is the same. And so, having something different was quite enjoyable.
okay. So with that being said, then what did you think of Jack Sparrow? Was he any different? Was he a different type of guy like this reviewer says he is?
I don't think so. I like that, we've learned throughout the films that Jack has had different love interests, or he's been a womanizer. And this is another woman from his past has come back into his life in a weird way. I love that his choice in women is, always, never based on like, are they of good character? It's more, are they hot and will they jump in bed with me? So as a good pirate should.
Yes.
And so they always seem to come back to cause him headaches later. And that definitely happens in this film. And so I think the idea that we're learning of other things in his life that happened that led him to this point are great. Is he still the same guy? Yeah. Did he act? Johnny Depp, was he a good actor? Nothing has changed with his character, with his role. I was just fine with it. Is this movie perfect? No, but when we talk about the storyline, we can maybe kind of talk into my issues that I have with the film. But it was a solid film. It was an enjoyable film, I thought. And Johnny Depp and Captain Jack Sparrow were great.
So the person that I saw the review on, he mentioned this scene. He said that is not Captain Jack Sparrow. That Captain Jack Sparrow would not be in a disguise like this. Do you
Okay,
feel that is true?
Captain, that whoever that reviewer is, am I allowed to say bad words here?
Yes.
Am I allowed to say cancel culture woke words here? No, I won't. He's a
I don't get
fucking
paid for
moron.
this.
Whoever he is a fucking moron, because Captain Jack Sparrow will do anything to fix his problems. And here he's trying to save one of his fellow pirate friends, and he's and himself essentially. And so he's wamboozled the judge, and he dressed up like the judge to go help his friend out. There is no reason to believe that Jack Sparrow would not do this. He's done all kinds of things. He's pretended to be different people. He's whatever. There's nothing out of character for Jack Sparrow doing this. I thought it was hysterical. He looked hysterical. I thought it was a bit far-fetched, but we've had ships come from the bottom of the ocean back up on top. We've had flying things. This is a tale. Dead men tell no tales. This is
That's
these
the
are
next
pirate
one.
tales. Well, yes. But we're talking tales of incredible adventure, and it doesn't have to be realistic. It doesn't have to. It's fantasy.
Well, and we've had a Kraken, R.I.P. Kraken, you know, so, you know, which is
Yes.
very sad. So
And
it's a
mermaids. We get mermaids.
we'll be discussing that. So yeah, so I disagree with this guy too. I don't think I've ever seen this all the way through until this time.
Okay.
I think I watched maybe like 20 minutes, something happened, and I just never went back to it because I recognized this him on like the jumping from the horses and trying to escape the British as or you know trying to get to the pier and all that. I remember all that, but not much more.
No.
So it was nice kind of and so yeah, I disagree with this guy too. And I don't think no, I agree with what you're saying. So now we were discussing, of course, the ladies in his life, and here we have the fiery Spanish
Penelope Cruz, who we love.
yes, I was trying to find her name though.
Angelica.
Angelica, thank you.
And
So what did you think of her? Because now there's no Elizabeth, there's no she's it. She's the woman in this. Well,
I see
minus a
Penelope.
mermaid, but
Yeah. I see Penelope Cruz and I go, damn you, Tom Cruise. I am that guy, man. What a life he has led. And it's funny. He was Cruz and she was Cruz, but two different spellings.
yes. And if you want to see her at her cutest, where you want to marry her character, Vanilla Sky she is
Oh, yeah.
absolutely just cute and gorgeous and everything in that film. Like you just want to marry her from that film.
Yes, man. No, Penelope is always you know, and I love the fact that her and Selma Hayek are very good friends. And I remember on one late night talk show, they were joking around about having lesbian relations with the two of them, and yeah, very very funny stuff. So Penelope and Selma, two legends in the acting, you know, community there. Love her, both of them. But so Angelica, I like her character. She was two timing. She lied about who she was, and then she lied about, like, she lied saying that she was this guy's daughter, but that wasn't really a lie, because then later on she's like, oh, you know, I'm not, or you know, and then later on you find out she really is, and it's like, what's going on? So she will say anything like a good pirate would, you know, or a good whatever wench, you know, whatever, you know, a female that would be around pirates, whatever they would be called. You know, she is good at saving her hide and, you know, getting through life and getting the most out of life, getting what she wants. And she'll do whatever it takes, you know, whether it's, you know, lying or whatever. And I like the fact that, you know, while she has a little bit of fight in her, we're seeing her character already developed. Whereas in the first three films, Elizabeth started out kind of as this, you know, quiet, naive woman who was going to get married, and her life, we got to see her kind of become a pirate. Whereas Angelica, she is just, you know, a pirate woman. And I thought she was great as an actress. Here's the thing. Pirates of the Caribbean, what are in the Caribbean? Latinos and Latinas, you know, to have the Spanish sounding folks is appropriate. So, you know, I think it was great having her there. She fit in perfectly. And, you know, again, going back to her being a little bit of eye candy, no problem watching her on screen for a couple hours.
Well, speaking of eye candy, there we go.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Just right there. There we go. So I tried to grab a sexy picture of her, and that's I think kind of the best I could do from the movie. So
It's Disney. It's going to be reserved
yeah.
because of being Disney. The man, and I'll tell you, as much as Penelope is great, there is another actress in this film that, whew, definitely gives Penelope a run for her money, maybe even blows her out of the water as far as looks go.
Oh, okay. Well, we're going to get to that too then. All right. I have a feeling. And this picture of Penelope, I like this one too, because we
Oh
get a
yeah,
little bit of side boob. But,
side boob.
yeah, she's very cute looking right there. So I thought that was kind of cool. So it's like, oh,
Yeah,
let's include that with her cuteness.
yeah.
So, and then the next one would have to be that's in this movie would then have to be, of course, that guy.
Mr. Oh, Barbosa. Okay. I thought maybe you were going a different direction there. But no, I mean, I guess, Barbosa he's been in 3 of the 4 films now, or
Yeah,
has he
the
been in all 4?
end. No, he was only at the end of the second one
Okay.
because he goes to like the voodoo place with like the voodoo chick, and he walks down the stairs, and he's like,
Oh yeah.
because she's like he's the only guy that can get Jack back.
Yeah. 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 Barbosa's great. His character kind of being the nemesis throughout the franchise of Jack Sparrow is great. I love their rivalry, and I love how it has different forms. It's not just constantly, um, you know, Barbosa's trying to kill Jack Sparrow. At times they have to work together. At times they're rivals, searching for something, trying to get there first. And I love that Barbosa has to save his own ass. He's willing to do whatever it takes. And that includes joining the British Navy or English. I don't know if they're British Navy, whatever it is back then, but the Royal Navy, as a captain of a like a British Royal Navy vessel there to go find the Fountain of Youth, and the fact that he'll do whatever, and he leads them on to believe that he wants to go find the Fountain of Youth when he has ulterior motives. But I think he's great. I love the fact that he lost his leg and had the wooden leg, and that was hilarious watching him walk around with it, and then sword fighting with it and with the wooden leg and it getting kind of stuck in the mud and stuff. So that was great. And Jeffrey Rush has been phenomenal in all these films. So he is cast perfectly, and he plays a perfect role of like a different maybe generation, like an elder pirate to Captain Jack Sparrow. Someone who's maybe more traditional pirate and goes by the pirate's creed and all that stuff more than Jack Sparrow would. But he's great, has been great, and enjoyed his character again.
Yeah, he mentioned, I might as well be on the winning side, but as you mentioned, there's kind of alternative motives going on here, where he wants to find Blackbeard. So it's well, okay, I want to go back for 1 second because this is something I forgot to mention, and because we were talking about okay, so I was going to bring this up, but I forgot. So Penelope Cruz here, here's she's Jack Sparrow, then there's Jack Sparrow.
Yeah.
I was going to say she's kind of a female Jack Sparrow, and they kind of literally did that here with Jack Sparrow saying, somebody's impersonating me, I am the only one, how dare they? And there's only one person who knows this trick, while they're dueling, and it ends up being her. So this is, I think, one of those few times where they literally put a female version of our main character on screen, and it was perfectly fine. It was perfect because it's it's a disguise, and she's like, and I like what she says, you're the only pirate who I could actually imitate. And he's like, oh, I don't know if that's a good thing because since she's a woman. But it's you have now, like you've heard, Margot Robbie is supposed to be the new Jack Sparrow, a female Pirates of the Caribbean, and you go, but then when you see this and you see that this is a person that actually kind of rivals Jack Sparrow, can kind of do the same things that he does, dresses like him at the beginning, I thought that was fine. It didn't bother me at all. It seemed that they figured out a way of getting in a female version of him without being annoying. Is that would you agree?
Yeah. So when he goes, because he hears that Jack Sparrow is rounding up, looking for a ship and a crew, and he's like, "No, I'm not." And they're like, "Yes, he is." And he's like, "No, I'm not." And then he goes and he finds her. And the minute they started the sword fight their little battle together, you could tell that, well, there was some that had to have been stunt double, but you could tell that it was a female before they revealed her face. And I went into this movie blind. I didn't watch any trailers or anything. I just put it on and went, and I was like, "Oh no, is this going to be Elizabeth?" And when it
Ah,
turned out to be Penelope, I was like, "Oh, okay, I like this." Um, I find it kind of funny that these pirates will fall for anything, but at the same time, what do? They sit around and get drunk off of rum. So maybe they're all just that drunk that they wouldn't realize that it's Penelope Cruz, pretending to be Jack Sparrow, or Angelica pretending to be Jack Sparrow.
right.
Um, because I don't, maybe you could put enough makeup on her and make her dirty enough where I would go like, "Ew, brother, ew."
Brother, ew, brother, ew.
But I would never look at Johnny Depp and go, "Ooh, hoo, hoo, hoo." But I find it hard to believe that you could dress her up enough that I would be fooled into thinking she was a man. But maybe, you never know.
Well,
But
if you're
either way, it was again, it's as a tale. It's a fantasy adventure tale. It does not need to make 100% perfect sense, as long as it's fun, and that was fun. I enjoyed that element of the film.
well, and it's possible that, of course, all the pirates are drunk.
That's
So
what I was saying. Yeah, they're all drunk and they don't know.
yeah, they have no idea. And
Beer
way back,
goggles.
exactly. And way back in the day, when they were doing those movie serials, from like the 40s and stuff, they would have Zorro and it would be a guy. And then they would do a second serial and it would be Zorro would be a woman. And then they'd do a third series and then Zorro would be the son of Zorro. And it'd be, oh, I'm the son of those two. So Zorro would then be male, female, a son, a daughter. It could be anything. And it's like, oh, that's kind of cool. But today, it's just annoying when they do it. And I popped up this
Typically,
picture
yes.
yeah, because they look good together. Like if they wanted to do a spin-off film just with her character, not that she takes over, not that she's Jack Sparrow, it's her own character on her own adventure, I would watch it. I enjoyed her enough to where I would watch that.
Yeah, I think I would watch it as well. I don't think I would be as excited about it because, Pirates of the Caribbean is Jack Sparrow. And so it would be a different film, but it could be very fun. I would watch it. I'm with you. I wouldn't have a problem with that because the way they've set this up. But now, this film was made in 2011. It was probably shot and filmed in 2008, 9, 10, and released in 2011. So that was kind of during the Me Too movement. Um, but this was before full wokeism and all that stuff kind of took over. Disney's been kind of going down that path for a long time as far as replacing characters, gender swapping and stuff like that. But this is really, I think, was at the dawn of that kind of, well, we need a woman and we need this and we need that. Um, so I don't know that they would make this movie today, I think if they made this movie today, I think we would be mad at it because things would be different. And um, she would, belittle Jack Sparrow, and she would be the main character. So I'm glad it was made when it was.
Yeah, because it's like Batwoman. They DC Batman leaves Gotham, right? And then so Batwoman takes over, and Alfred is there. I think it's Alfred, and he goes, "Well, here's the bat suit. It's perfect." And then Batwoman goes, "Well, it will be when it's made to fit a woman."
Ooh, ooh,
So
ooh.
right there, we never got that. We never got that in this movie of her saying, "Oh, well, this ship will be ready to go when a woman is running it."
Yeah. Well, see, and that's where they just can't, because now that would be a problem, a continuity issue with this, because we know having women on a pirate ship is bad luck. They say it in the earlier films.
Right.
Can't have a woman on the ship. Oh my God, there's a woman on the ship. We're all gonna die. That's it. So you can't change that without it just being ridiculous. So I'm glad they didn't, and I really hope we have one more film to watch in this franchise that was made many years after this, and heads got a lot crazier.
Well, and I haven't
Producers,
seen it.
anyways.
I haven't seen one frame of that film,
Okay,
and
me neither. So
yeah, I have no idea. So, well, if there's that possible spinoff, would you go for a would you go for a spinoff with him?
I
Maybe.
don't think we need it. I don't think we need it. I don't think the story would be interesting enough. He is an interesting character when he's surrounding Jack Sparrow. On his own, I don't think there's enough that I would care.
Okay.
So no, and that's not to knock him. It's not to knock the character or the actor or anything about him. Um, he is, as far as pirates go, straight and narrow. I am the leader of this ship. We're going to search for treasure, and then we're going to fight, and this and that. Where Jack Sparrow is like, he's constantly shooting himself in his own foot, doing crazy, dumb things, where a Barbossa, I don't think, would. So you wouldn't have that same fun, goofy adventure. If you were to say, I'm going to make a movie about Barbossa, and it is going to be dark and twisted, and it's going to be like a thriller horror kind of pirate movie that Disney would never make, I might kind of like that, because he is a evil bastard of a man, and Disney could never make a movie that would do that character justice. I don't think so. No, I don't need a spinoff with him.
What if it was a different actor, a younger actor who's like half
I
his
wouldn't want it
age?
at all. I wouldn't
No, it has to be Jeffrey
a
Rush.
yeah. Well, I mean, if we're learning about the backstory of Barbossa, I don't need the backstory of Barbossa. It's like in Alien, don't give me the backstory of Rodriguez or whatever her name was. I don't need that. Like, if I want to find out that Rodriguez is really Jewish, I could do that on my own. I don't need a whole movie about it. So, um, yeah, I just don't. Personally, I don't.
Okay.
See, the thing is, the character Angelica, played by Penelope Cruz, has enough in common with Jack Sparrow that it may be fun. Where I don't think he would be. It would need to be darker and more evil and twisted than Disney would ever do.
Oh God, you know what they would do? They would have a Barbossa, okay, prequel, right? He's now a different actor, half his age, and a young Penelope Cruz, played by a different actress. They then meet and have an adventure together, but yet in this movie, they never mention it. So for some reason, because Disney has to connect to everything,
Mm.
somehow they would meet. Like, no, we're not going to bring Jack Sparrow into this, but we'll still call it a Pirates of the Caribbean story. but it's going to be these two characters played by two different actors 20 years earlier, and it will be like Anakin and C-3PO, but Darth Vader will never mention in the George Lucas films that he made C-3PO.
Yeah, but I don't think there's any mention of Barbossa and Angelica having a past.
No, but that's why I'm saying that's how bad it would be. Is that's what
Okay,
Disney
gotcha.
would do,
Yeah.
is somehow they would go, well, they never mentioned that they didn't meet,
Yeah,
but they could have.
yeah.
You know,
No,
maybe he
if
got
you were
some
gonna
spell
do
put on him.
if you were gonna do anything, maybe if you did, you know, a backstory video on or a backstory movie on Angelica, maybe you have it to where at the end there is a reference, either at the end or the beginning. There's a reference to either she's disgruntled because this guy Jack Sparrow has screwed her over and she's, you know, out for blood or whatever, or at the end maybe you get like the back, you never see Jack Sparrow, but the end of it is Jack Sparrow like walking into her life from behind, and you get her getting all like googly eyed, and then the film ends or something. That would be the way to do it, to have the Jack Sparrow connection.
So you get the back, right? You got the hat, you got his hair and all that. And then because Johnny Depp is still pissed at Disney, they get an actor who does a Johnny Depp impression. So then it's just like, hello, my dear, hello, my darling,
Yeah.
how are you? And then she gets all, ooh,
Yeah.
but it's a totally different guy, a totally different voice.
And then he says, do you want to touch my monkey, or do you want to pet my monkey? And she goes, oh. And then the monkey crawls up on his shoulder.
Oh, I didn't even see where that was going. I like that. The monkey that he doesn't like.
Yes,
but when he's younger,
correct.
He did like it.
Yes, yeah.
It was a good monkey originally. This is copyrighted, by the way, Disney. But then later he did something to the monkey, and the monkey doesn't like him now, which is why he kept hissing at him in the boat or in the bottle.
And that monkey's name would be Paul Revere.
Is it?
I don't know, but it would be good, right? Paul Revere's kind of like a guy from that time. Like, well, I mean, he's like not a swashbuckler stuff, whatever, but that would be good.
Okay. All right. Okay.
I don't know. Pick a name that kind of sounds like something from the past. But I kid with that. That was
well, okay.
Anyways, yeah, no, these are things that'll probably never happen because Disney will screw them up. So
hey, if they're doing a Rambo prequel with a different actor playing Rambo in like his 20s, they could do this. So,
but Stallone is on board with that, though, right?
Yeah.
So if Stallone's on board, I'm okay with it.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yep.
So, is this the direction you thought I was going?
Yeah, because you know, and I know you don't go by IMDb, but he's third build.
Oh no, I'm kind of going in order of importance, I guess, on screen in a way, or that they've been in the other movies. So
yeah, he is Angelica's daddy, Blackbeard, and I thought in the first 3 movies, what were we missing? We were missing Blackbeard, because Blackbeard is, you know, when I think of Pirates of the Caribbean, I think of infamous pirates. I think of Blackbeard more than anybody, more than Jack Sparrow. Blackbeard is the legendary pirate of pirates, and to have Blackbeard be who he is, and Ian McShane is a phenomenal actor. I have loved him in so many different things. But he is, you know, he's great in all of them. But man, Deadwood, John Wick, and I love that he came back for Ballerina, Hellboy. He was in Ray Donovan, and like so many different things, so many Death Race,
so many
things. So he's a legend. And when you get somebody like that, and he kind of has that pirate look to him, like what's his name that plays Barbossa, Jeffrey Rush. So he has a good face and that leathery looking skin, you know, to play a pirate. So not that they couldn't put makeup on him or anything, but I thought look at his costume there. He looks great. That is a pirate captain right there. That's an evil Emmer ever. So
Yeah, and I mean, if you notice, what they always do is that they pick these actors that are character actors, that are classic actors that we've seen, even probably a Gen Zer has seen them in something but may not know who they are.
yeah,
These are the best actors that are out there. These are our guys that we've lost all these actors. Christopher Lee is gone. All these people are now gone that used to be these
yeah,
great actors that you put in your movies because of who they are. And now you got the Jeffrey Rushes, and you have all these people. Soon they're going to be gone. And
yeah,
so you need to use these people in the underworld movies. You get Charles Dance and you get all these people because of who they are, and you make
yeah,
them vampire leaders and stuff like that because they're so distinguished. And he has Anthony Hopkins. You get
yeah.
Anthony Hopkins because he's Anthony Hopkins. You get him because
Correct.
everybody knows him. They know the name. He's, you put him in a role, it elevates it. And then
Yeah,
you're going to put these guys in roles and they're going to elevate it. And
yeah,
we haven't seen him do this. Normally he is the guy behind the counter, that behind the bar or whatever it might be, that from what I've seen so far. And now it's nice that he's playing Blackbeard. So I thought that was
yeah. Well, I mean,
a
with
great choice.
the John Wick franchise, he is the more sophisticated person and stuff. And even in Ray Donovan, he's more sophisticated. But he is, kind of like he plays in this. He's the elder statesman. He's the one running things. He's in control. And I feel like that type of role suits him very well. But he was a great choice. If you were going to say who's going to be Blackbeard, I don't know who else you could have cast that would have been better than him. So I'm very happy with this casting, and he's great.
With the films, because we, like you mentioned, we have one film left. So with the four that we've seen, has there been anyone in this where you've gone like, oh no, that was a bad choice? I don't think so.
No, well, because I mean, for the most part, we get toward the beginning of the film, they identify who we're going to be, or who's going to be the main characters, who we're going to be rooting for, rooting against, or whatever, and then we kind of stick with that. And there's a lot of supporting cast that are, they come and go, and so they haven't really bothered me. But no, I think casting wise, they did a phenomenal job in all four of these films. I have no complaints.
Yeah, there doesn't seem to be any cheapness to these movies. There doesn't seem to be like, oh wow, that could have looked a lot better. I mean, and even
Oh,
with Curse of the Black Pearl, everything still looked great.
yeah.
It still
But
holds up.
after the first one and the money it made, you went like, okay. And then the second one being like $1 billion film, you're like, okay, now you have to spend the money on these franchises. You can't go backwards. The only thing you can do is stop at some point and go like, okay, this film is probably not going to make the money we need it to make, so we're not going to make it. So that's maybe kind of the problem you might have with these, is that if Disney's like, well, I don't know if another Pirates of the Caribbean is going to make $1 billion, because we're going to have to dump 300 million into it, and we're going to have to get Johnny Depp a jar of cocaine.
Yeah,
And
they will have to. Yeah.
and so I think what it would take to get the film done, it would be a big risk. Would it be a success? And I don't know, especially because you've already thrown all the names at the wall to make it the big picture. You've put Penelope, you've put Johnny Depp, all these names. So what's going to be the draw? Who's going to be the draw? You're going to have a passing of the torch, because if you tell me we're going to make another one and it's going to be Johnny Depp, Penelope Cruz, Ian McShane, if we're going to do that again, with all the main cast of characters here, And then you go, okay, well, and we're going to add The Rock, or we're going to add Jason Momoa. Uh, that's not going to impact my desire to see or to not see the film. I'm either going to go, I want to see Johnny Depp as Captain Jack Sparrow. I don't give two shits whether The Rock shows up or not. So I don't think you're not going to get the people running out to the theater to see it for the stars. They're going to see it because they want to see the franchise. And is it going to make $1 billion? I don't know. So I think the franchise is dead in the water, but maybe it's a victim of its own success in a sense.
Yeah. Okay. Because so what did you think of Blackbeard's ship?
I've liked all the ships. I thought they're great. I love, when ships have like fire cannons and stuff coming out of them and all these different things.
How
the front
awesome
there
was
with the
that?
skeleton. Yeah. This is great stuff. So, I thought the ship looked great. And I love, because again, we're talking Blackbeard, we're talking traditional pirates. It's red. The ship is red, like the ship at Disneyland. The pirate ship at Disneyland's red. And that's when I think that it looks like an evil version, because the pirate ship at Disneyland can't look like that. But it's going to
Give
scare
kids
shit out of little
nightmares.
kids.
Yeah.
But that's great. And so I like the fact that it finally we got the bad guy that we've been needing, because before on the ride, before Jack Sparrow was a thing, it was Blackbeard. Without saying it, it was Blackbeard that was the highlighted character of the ride. He was the bad guy. He was the one, running things. And that was his ship, and that's what it was all about. So, I'm glad it looked the way it looked. I was happy with it.
Yeah, I love the skeleton on here, and it's got like the spear. It's
Yeah.
got this like little kind of cutter on the front, like it can ram a ship. I love that it did fire, and the one guy who screwed up gets sent out into the little ship.
I
And
felt bad for that character, man.
well, at times you gotta kill one of the guys to take to hold that grip there, and
That's what I
they
didn't get. Why didn't he dive underwater when the flames were coming? There's water.
well
What do flames not like? Water. So, I mean, they
what
did
do-
fire the
but
cannon, the fire for a long time.
it was a
but
long time, and it was twice, because they did, he
Yeah.
didn't think that he died. And of course, what does John like? Flamethrowers. So to me,
Oh,
this
yeah.
was a giant flamethrower. And
Yeah, no, it was very cool. I liked it.
yeah, and it's unfortunately I couldn't find really just one good photo of the entire boat. So that's the back, but it's a much bigger picture. And I like that the sails are all kind of messed up, and
Yeah.
it looks this would be a nightmare if you saw it out on the sea.
Oh, yeah. It's a pirate ship, man. That is what a pirate ship is supposed to look like. So, the three, if we think about through this franchise, we've had three really wicked looking pirate ships. It's perfect. It fits the bill just like them, where, the British Navy ships are all clean and crisp and, perfect sails and all that, where these are beat up, they're tattered, they have cannon holes through them that, you could tell they've been through battles and stuff. So, I think it is great. The set design, the art, people, whatever, did a phenomenal job.
Oh yeah, definitely. So now we come to the two people that I was curious if you liked or not, because they replaced Will and Elizabeth, and that would be a preacher guy and a mermaid. What did you think of them?
So, yeah, the preacher guy, and was that Sam Claflin? Was his character named Philip? I think his name's Philip. Haha. He was we didn't know we were going to care about him at the beginning of the film. He just kind of came into existence based on the fact of, how the story went along. and him, well, you can't kill him because he's the religious guy, blah blah blah, which is funny for pirates. But um,
They
his
try.
yeah, at the beginning of the movie, and when we first learned about him, I was like, oh, he's a dead man. They're gonna kill him off. And then the fact that he didn't, it became, kind of, yeah, he that replacement for Will. Um, I thought he did a fine job. The actor was fine. That was weird looking, but I thought he was fine. But and that poster does not do her justice at all. But Astrid Burgess Frisbee, yeah, oh, right there. She is a goddess. If you look at her other like pictures of her from not in this film and stuff, when our Savior Jesus Christ, Lord Almighty in heaven, was designing the female body, that was the intention right there. So she is amazing. She has that like kind of elf, kind of like a pixie look to her that is phenomenal. But she was a very good actress too. And I loved the mermaids. Man, they were so sweet and everything. And then they would tear you to shit like piranhas or whatever, that was a great choice to go with the mermaids. And then her being there in that thing because they needed the mermaid's tear and how she was so tough and she wouldn't cry. And then, but she would cry because, her love interest got hurt. I thought it was an added layer, some depth to the story, that, these pirate movies have had, that keep them interesting. So, she was great. He was great. And I love how, again, it's a story, it's a fairy tale, it's a fantasy movie. So, her being in that little pool of water but was able to go down in and somehow wind up where they were all having their big epic battle at the Fountain of Youth and all that stuff. The way she was just able to travel around through the water underground and stuff like, was pretty cool. So yeah, I approve, and I like that we went a different way. Here's the thing. You're going to have a film this big. You're going to have plots and subplots, and you need different things going on. Each character you need to justify their presence on screen. And if you're going to just go, okay, we're just going to go Johnny Depp and we're going to go, Jack Sparrow and Angelica. This is their story with Blackbeard and Barbossa. You need more than that. And to have them as kind of like a subplot, I think there was enough meat on the bone with that plot line, to make us care about her and not want her to die. And it's like, if you leave the mermaids alone, they don't seem to just come kill you. All the ports and everything around the world are fine till you go call in the mermaids and sink your own ship. But I really love the aspect with the mermaids, and I enjoyed their relationship. So what were your thoughts on them?
I like the mermaids too. I thought that she was fine. I do, because it's Disney. I like how her hair was conveniently placed over her breast.
Yeah, no, I was definitely cognizant of the fact that, like, we're not going to see a nipple in this, are we? This is PG-13, I think. There's no way we're going to see a nipple. So
no way. And I did like having the religious guy on there, because we really haven't gotten a lot of religion in these, and we're on film 4. At first, I'm like, oh, I wish maybe he was a little more nutty. Maybe have Rasputin or something in this. Maybe he's just a little more crazy. But then I like that he was the kind of guy that goes on the missionary missions to these places to introduce them to Christianity. And Blackbeard thought that was friggin' annoying. And so he strung him way up there to get rid of him because he wouldn't stop talking about God.
Funny. It was funny, yes.
Yeah. And then, Blackbeard did mock him, kind of throughout the movie, place, here and there about that type of stuff. And
I think there's a lot of Bible thumpers we'd like to string up, right?
that is very true. So yeah, I enjoyed both of them.
Nice.
Now,
So
go ahead.
Astrid Burgess Frisbee is her name, the
That is
mermaid there.
That is a name.
Yeah. 1 year after this was released, she was in a film. John Ward, I'm gonna give you some hope for maybe seeing a little more of her. She was in a film a year later called Angels of Sex.
Oh.
So just throwing it out there. I don't know. She was born in 1986. So oh wow, she's 40 years old now. So yeah, she was a young, fresh 25-year-old around the time this film came out.
Okay. All right. Okay.
So
Well, that's something to look up, on one of those websites, Mr. Skin or whatever it is.
looking to see if I don't see anything about a husband or anything, so you can retain hope if you so choose. Oh, she's fluent in French, Spanish, and Catalan. What is Catalan? Catalonia sounds like is that like Egyptian or something? I don't know what Catalan is, but born in Barcelona, Spain. She's a Spaniard. How about that?
Fiery.
Okay, enough of our old man creepiness. Let's,
yes. Well, so now I keep thinking a certain rock star shows up in these movies, and he hasn't.
He finally did in this one.
No.
Keith Richards?
We got this guy.
Yeah.
But we're still waiting for Paul McCartney.
Oh.
And so he's in the next one. But I keep thinking Paul McCartney's in this. And then like the previous one where I thought that he was in, I scanned for him, couldn't find him, then found out, oh no, he's in the next one, which would be this one. And then it's like, look for him in this. No, he's not in this one. Then scan for, no, he's not in here. Then realize, okay, he's in the next one. So that's it. But what did you think about Keith Richards, Jack Sparrow's dad being in this, just kind of popping out of nowhere and giving him,
I like it. I like it. He's he just tells you Jack Sparrow is a chip off the old block. They're a lot alike. They, the way the makeup and costume has them look, they look like father and son, so it works. And he's great because basically all Keith Richards had to do was show up and be himself because Johnny Depp's kind of mimicking him for the role. So it works, and I enjoyed seeing it, the father-son relationship there. So good stuff. Having Keith Richards, as long as he's around, if they ever make another one of these, he should deserve a cameo in all of them.
Yeah, it didn't bother me at all. I did kind of go, oh, well, that's a little convenient. But I thought, no, I don't mind him being in this at all. He does give Jack useful information because he says you need, one thing that we haven't brought up is that they're searching for the fountain of youth. And but he's the one who says you need this gizmo, you need that map, you need this thing, you need the tier, you need, these are all the things you need. And so at least he does give valuable information to move the plot forward. So it isn't just some, hey, Jack, it's your dad. I'm here. Bye. They're not doing any of that stuff. So that I enjoyed quite a bit. I found this, I LOL'd on this. And I went back to watch it again. This cracked me up. I think out of everything in the movie, so this is when the guy, like the zombie guy, throws the voodoo doll of Jack off the cliff, and you can hear the voodoo doll screaming as it's falling down, and that cuts to Jack screaming, and he goes, and he just like covers his mouth, and I thought that was so funny.
Yeah, the voodoo doll stuff was very good.
Yeah, because you think like the voodoo doll's screaming because the camera's following him. And no, it cuts back to Jack screaming, and then he looks around like covers his mouth, and I was dying. So
Yeah.
it was, I mean, it
The
was
whole scene was funny with will I survive if I jump off this,
yeah.
cliff? That it was a very funny scene. And then, with the voodoo doll, the end credit scene I thought was a little hokey with the voodoo doll showing up on the beach, but um it alluded to a justification for another film. But I don't know. I wasn't a big fan of that. But yes, this scene was great. And in the background there's another gentleman there that I don't know. Are you going to talk about Stephen Graham? Is he on your list of cast
He
members to talk about?
he is not. No.
Okay. I love Stephen Graham. And I just learned that Stephen Graham was in The Driver, as well as Astrid Burgess Frisbee was also in The Driver.
Oh.
But Stephen Graham played Al Capone in Boardwalk Empire, was phenomenal in that. He was in, have you seen Get Santa?
No, I don't think
One
so.
of the funniest adventure action, slightly kind of horror Christmas movies. It's a British movie. You need to see it. It's great. Called Get Santa. I think you'll enjoy it. I love it. I loved it so much I had to buy a copy of it. But he's in Gangs of New York. So many different things. Season of the Witch. What else was he in? Something else here more recent. I'm way back at Boardwalk Empire. Taboo and Hellboy 2019, so remake. The Irishman and Greyhound with Tom Hanks, Boiling Point. So he's just been in so many. Oh, he's in Venom. He was Detective Mulligan in Venom, Peaky Blinders. So, anyways, he is a phenomenal actor. And I loved when I saw him pop up in this. I was very happy. I really enjoy him as an actor.
This is annoying me. I'm so frantically trying to find a picture of him, and all of these will not play on there. They have to be converted. It is so annoying.
Oh, well, I could probably, from the film, I don't know, but I'm
Yeah, I
looking at
got
his IMDb. I could probably share a screen if I find him from
I'm going
Pirates.
to I got it. I've got him
Oh,
here.
well, there's Pirate. He's small in the back. Oh, here we go. Maybe I can just share this with you and you can pull it up really quickly. There you go.
Before presenting a screen. Oh, okay. So I actually have to remove that and put that. Okay.
Yeah. So there he is right there. And I don't know if I can. Oh, yeah, there you go. It's a little bit bigger. I don't know how to
Okay.
get rid of that thing there, but that's him right there in the center in between them two.
Okay. So I got him almost there.
Okay.
Almost there.
Uh,
Almost there.
oh,
Almost there.
almost.
Almost there.
But he's a great actor. I've enjoyed him in quite a few things.
I thought of putting a picture up of him, but then I didn't do it. Here we go. I think this is who you're talking about. This guy, him.
Yeah. There's a more closer up one of him. Yeah. So he is kind of introducing Jack to life as like a pirate slave on the ship. Kind of telling Jack Sparrow, how to kind of cope and how to get by without getting himself killed by the big, ghost zombie pirate Punisher guy, whatever he is.
Yeah, I don't think did I pull something with them on it? I have one thing. I thought I had something with the zombie on it. Maybe not. No. Yeah, because the zombies I thought were kind of cool. I liked them.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, because they do the traditional white zombies in this where it's voodoo.
I'm looking on the IMDb site, scrolling through. They have 400 pictures, and I'm clicking. I've been clicking for like 30 seconds now. Every single picture is just from the premiere, not from the actual film itself. Like, can we actually get to the movie? But oh, there are a lot of good pictures here. But yeah.
Oh, here we go.
Either way, he played a good character there.
Okay, this is one that I could do. Okay. Downloads. No, desktop. There we go. Right there. Oh, crap. Crappy.
Crappy crap poo poo. Poo poo crap crap.
Okay. So then we have these. God, I thought of pulling these and I didn't do it. I should have just done it even if I didn't use them. Zombies. There we go. So that's like 2 of them back there.
Oh yeah, in the background. Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
And then there's so I thought that they looked pretty cool, but they kind of got that white zombie Bela Lugosi type. You know, there was also like King of the Zombies and the other ones. But Romero was the one who really coined, you know, the flesh eating zombie. I mean that's all Romero. So before Romero, it was the voodoo zombies.
Yeah, well, and they look good because they obviously have issues, but they're not over the top like flesh decaying, falling off, broken, you know, missing limbs or anything. They're just, you know, zombies. So yeah, I like that they didn't go too far with the zombie look, that, you know, they are what they are there, and that they didn't have seashells growing out of their head and things, or shark fins and stuff. So,
but wouldn't that be? I mean, they weren't zombies though, were they?
No, but I'm just saying. I was just taking a shot at the guy with the shark head.
Oh, poor guy with the shark head.
Yeah.
Now, what about Jack's like first mate, his friend who was only in like the beginning and the ending of the movie? What about him? He was kind of left out a little bit.
Yeah, he was noticeably missing for a long time, but there was a long time during this movie where I was like, can we get there? This was, I enjoyed the film, but this was the longest. I had to pause this and take a bathroom break or stretch or get something to drink the most in this film out of all of them. There was a lot of story here. And again, with these films, man, they have these sword fighting scenes that go on and on and on. And it's just like, oh my God, we get it. So there was a lot of this film where I was like, oh, we could trim down some stuff here. But yeah, I liked, you know, his character at the beginning. You know, yeah, you're Jack Sparrow's there trying to save him. He's dressed up as the judge, and he doesn't know about what Jack Sparrow's plan is, and so he's kind of pissed at Jack Sparrow, thinking Jack Sparrow's going to let him die. But you know, all in all, he was there trying to save him, but of course, the plan didn't work. And you know, and then at the end, you know, them working together again and stuff. So I enjoyed him. Would not have minded more of him. You're right. He was noticeably missing throughout a majority of the film.
I cannot find one picture of him.
Oh,
at least from this film. I'm frantically trying to find him because I was going to pull a picture of him, and it's just like crap. Now I can't find a picture of him, which kind of sucks for the actor. Like, what the hell?
Yeah.
And this keeps reverting back to friggin' Bing, and I want Google.
Oh, yeah. This is why. Here we go. Bum ba bum bum bum. I'm gonna do you a solid there, Johnny boy. Check that out.
There he is. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to give the guy his due. So there we go.
Yeah. IMDb is nice because so I can look at this and then just scroll through. There's our guy strung up. You know, there we are at the Fountain of Youth. So, oh, there's
there's a
a
YouTuber that I
very
like. That's a cool shot.
good looking mermaid right there.
Oh. Yeah, there's a YouTuber I like who primarily uses Letterboxd and IMDb to show all of his pictures and all that
This guy.
stuff. He was funny.
Yeah. Yeah. He's very funny. Yeah. Oh, there's a good looking Penelope Cruz right there.
Yes.
But the problem with these, man, yeah, no, and I love how the mermaids had that look to them, that kind of like elfin pixie kind of look to them. But the problem with IMDb is, yeah, you get like the stuff, down below the text and stuff, but and then you get a lot of the pictures from premieres or other events, where it's not part of the film. Oh, there she is, where we were wondering, are they going to actually reveal a lady part? And no, they didn't.
Now, would a mermaid be really concerned about that? I mean, wouldn't that's what they're kind of swimming around in and attacking men and they're seducing men? And I mean, you would think that she'd be okay with them seeing her naked.
I think the idea for her there was that she's now a fish out of water. She's transformed into the human form, and so she's fully naked. So I think it's, as a fish, I don't care, but as a human, I do care.
I mean, in the Little Mermaid, Ariel's thing was all about getting, laid and all that type of stuff. She had the hots for that dude. That was her whole thing.
Are you the new Little Mermaid that I didn't
No,
watch?
oh God, no, not the black,
Okay.
not the black mermaid, brown mermaid.
Oh, there's our guy again. Well, the side view of him.
This is what I can do this.
Yeah. Yeah, no, Jack Sparrow was great in this movie. He's very funny. So
I'm not even bored with him yet. We still have one more film left, and I'm not bored with him. I want to see more.
Yeah, agreed. But so anyways, there's
oh God, can you imagine, like, if Johnny Depp didn't want to come back, then they do Young Jack Sparrow? It's actually called Young Jack Sparrow.
Yeah, no, that would not be good.
No.
Yeah, on younger tides.
Oh.
Young men do tell tales.
Oh no, we don't need that at all. No. So because you had brought the island up at the end, what did you think of this whole thing of the island, leaving her there? She just kind of stands there and lets him leave. She does throw a couple rocks, but couldn't she just hop into the ship?
I know, that's what I'm like. Why doesn't she do something about this? But yeah, I do like how Jack Sparrow, because he even did it with Elizabeth, took her to the island, and then when she used all the rum to light the fire for the smoke signal, and so he had no rum, but he was like, hey, I got rum, I got a beautiful woman, I'm stuck on a desert island, perfect, or tropical island, whatever, so leaving her there, I thought, was an interesting choice. It was a Disney choice, because if this was not a Disney movie, he would have had some romantic times with her before leaving the island. He probably would have bedded her, and then while she slept, he would have hopped on his boat and rolled.
I mean, he did take her virginity, so
yeah,
she does mention that.
But yeah, she sits there and finds the voodoo doll of him, so maybe she can make him come back in the next one or something. But it was weird just having her stand there mad and him just being able to go away. Was interesting.
I mean, I guess they would fight on the boat. It would rock. Maybe she would just fall off into the water and he would leave anyways. But it seems like a good idea that they didn't know what to do with.
Yeah, I agree. But I'm sitting there looking at that picture and those scenes, man, I really want to go back to the Bahamas.
I want to go to that island.
Well, that island, that's what most of the islands in the Bahamas or the Caribbean look like. So, yeah.
Love it.
Oh, you want to go to that island that Penelope's? You want to go find her and save her, right?
She's probably a skeleton now.
Right? Yeah, that's true. Yeah, because this was 400 years ago. So
yeah, the bones may not even be there, so it might just be a finger. So, Well, this is based on, I believe this is the only one that's actually based on a book.
Oh, okay. Now,
Yeah.
when was that book written? A guy with the name Tim Powers doesn't sound like it was written in 1930. That sounds like it was maybe written more recently.
1987.
Okay. Okay. So that, yeah, that is interesting. And so was it written as, I mean, I guess maybe we'd have to read it.
No,
Have you looked into
it's
it? Is it Captain Jack Sparrow?
no,
Or is it,
they adapted it.
it's about pirates and
Pirates.
mermaids and stuff.
Yeah, going to find the Fountain of Youth. So
Okay.
yeah.
Well, that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah. And this one is, I got a few more pictures to show, but I'll go into. So Dead Man's Chest is the one that made, and that's the second one that made just over $1 billion. This one did the same thing, just over $1 billion. So two of them made it over $1 billion. At World's End, almost, because it was 960.
Yeah.
So it actually, all three of these made more money than the first one. That's pretty good. And I'm not
Yeah.
going to mention the last one until we get to it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I think you had the three kind of back to back to back, and then we had a good break of what, 7 or 8 years. Oh no, this one was like 4 or 5 years later, right? Because this is 2011. The last one before this.
11. At World's End was 2007, and this was
So 4-year break
2011.
between them. So I think 4 years between films like this is good. So it, it was still recent enough that we enjoyed it and remembered it and wanted to go get more. So, once you start stretching out after this, you go to what, 2017. So now you're 6 years apart. And if they ever made another one now, we'd be, or 2018, whenever it was, 6-7 years, we'd be almost a decade later. But there's a guy who makes movies about blue aliens and he releases them once every 30 years or something. And people still put their butts in those seats. So who knows?
The third one didn't hit what they wanted it to. So Cameron said,
did it come out already?
See? Yeah.
Oh, wow. I didn't even know. Okay.
Like a month ago or 2 months ago. Yeah. They were expecting it to make like $2 billion and it didn't.
Wow. I didn't even know the third Avatar came out.
Yeah. He has he was going to be making another one. And James Cameron is now like, I don't think so.
Yeah.
I think we're done.
Hey, Jimmy, let's get back to doing some shit the people want.
I don't think I want it. He now owns the rights to Terminator. He wants to do another Terminator, but the Terminator is AI now. That's what he said. And he's gone a little woke. So
yeah. But I mean, but the Terminator essentially was always AI. So
but it's not going to be a cyborg.
Oh,
it's going to be a computer. Like Skynet, I guess.
Yeah, no. Yeah, I don't need
movie. Yeah, I mean, he didn't say too much about it, but the people that reported on it went, uh-oh. So
yeah.
So now, would you purchase any of these? Would you purchase that as a collector's item?
It doesn't, man, that doesn't look like, that looks more like Blackbeard than it does Jack Sparrow. I mean, the outfit is obviously Jack Sparrow, but the face, I would not need that. No, that's not a good looking toy. We've looked at other stuff and I have a bunch of different things. If I found it, well, that's a little better looking. But I'm not typically a collector of action figures or anything unless it's something I specifically want or something I find at like a thrift store. If I found that at a thrift store for like $5, I may pick it up.
Would you pick one up of her?
If I found it at a thrift store for $5, yes.
So
But
I would probably buy maybe a Jack Sparrow, but I
but
wouldn't
if
mind.
I don't know that I would buy her unless Jack Sparrow was there. If they had both, sure.
Oh, kind of like them, like a 2-pack.
Yeah, you put them up together.
Okay.
Kind of like my
I
Sons of Anarchy. I have two bobbleheads from, Jax and Clay from Sons of Anarchy. I don't know that I would have bought Clay if Jax wasn't there.
Okay. This is what I would buy. This is one of the zombies. I think it's kind of cool.
Yeah. See, but my thing is like, then what am I going to do with it?
It
I
just
have
sits
so
on a
much crap.
shelf.
Yeah. So I don't need it. It's money that essentially,
So they also have the gunners.
I would
that
rather buy a film or something like that, or save my money and take a trip and go somewhere, because having things like that, they're never going to, because the market is just flooded with so many toys, so many toys.
so many toys.
Back in the 70s when the Star Wars stuff came out and then people didn't realize how hot toys were going to be, if you would have kept some of that stuff from the 70s or early 80s, you'd be sitting on a small fortune right now. These, because so many are made, they're never going to be worth like that. So I don't know that I would need. I like to buy things that I could maybe either potentially get autographed, or I have, like my Funkos, my horror Funko Pops. That's it. I'm not collecting Funko Pops in general, and I'm not an action or fantasy film collector. So for me personally, no. But if I'm just looking at those from the perspective of somebody who loves these films, do I need these? They're mediocre as far as like how cool they look compared to some, toys for other films.
Okay. Okay. All right. Fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah. I mean, to just know that toys aren't the way that they used to be. I remember when I was a kid and Star Wars came out and the toys sold out.
Oh yeah.
So what you could get for Christmas, it was this rectangle, and it showed in like cartoons all the characters. And all it was you could get it was empty. And you would get like a little certificate and you would mail that certificate in, and they would send you all the figures because they didn't have any. They sold out so fast that in this box where there would be Luke, Han, Vader, it was totally empty, but every kid wanted it. It didn't matter that it was empty because we just had that little certificate that we could mail in. And of course, this is 78, 77, and there was no internet or anything. So you would put in a little envelope, you'd mail it
literally
out.
In the mail.
Yeah. And you would have to wait like a month. So like the following year, you would get your figures, but that's how important these things were. Now they're like,
oh yeah. Well, no, and that's it. People are nowadays not as attached to physical things. We don't collect physical media. We don't collect things. Everything is digital and stuff. So we are moving toward a future where collectibles really aren't a thing. And so any collectibles that you have now, if you could pass them down for 5 or 6 generations to great grandkids or something, maybe they would be sitting on a fortune. But there's so many of these things being made now that it won't make a difference financially in our lifetime. So, and if you love something, you love it, and you'll get it irregardless of the monetary value, just because you love having it, looking at it, thinking about it. And that's where, like with my horror Funkos, I have, I think, a horror Funko from every major franchise, and that's kind of, I never anticipated or was like set out to do that, but it got to a point where I was like, I just need a couple more and I'm going to have all of them. But we have to pick and choose, and Pirates of the Caribbean, while it's my favorite ride at Disneyland, I loved Pirates as a kid. I'm enjoying these films. I don't need anything. Hey, if I had a Johnny Depp Jack Sparrow Funko Pop signed by Johnny Depp, I would love that. I would buy that. But that's about it. I mean, it could be any action figure, could be like a NECA or something, but I don't need it. The things that I have are, are pretty much. I have a very narrow field of things that I collect. So, but I get it. There's people that they're like, I don't want horror shit. I want, you know, Star Trek. I want Star Wars. I want pirates. I want, Harry Potter, whatever. So to each their own.
To eat their own.
To eat their own.
Well, so we've come to an end. We have now we have started. We have gone around, and now we have come all the way back to our poster for Pirates of the Caribbean on Stranger Tides. Any final thoughts on this this movie?
I love the adventure, the idea of we're searching for the fountain of youth, and some of us are, some of us aren't. We're just looking for revenge. The different things going on. I love the mermaids. It was shot beautifully again, as always. It made me laugh at different points. But again, there was so much of this that was like, oh man, can we just get on with it?
I think this is one of the shorter ones too. It was only like 2:10, like 2 hours and 10 minutes. Well, some of these have been like an hour and a half, like 2 hours and a half.
Yeah, maybe I don't know. It's 2:16 is a runtime, but by 2:06 we were already in the credits. There was like 10 minutes of credits.
Oh my god, those credits went on forever, and I just kept okay, I sped it up 1, okay, 2, 3, 4.
I sped it up. I sped it up to 2 and just watched through because I knew there was going to be a post-credit scene until I saw that, and then watched that waste of time. Like 10-second little, here's a Jack Sparrow voodoo doll.
Because some jerk at some point put, you know what? We should put literally every single name that worked on this movie in the end credits, when it just used to be the main people: producer, director, writer, costume designer.
It would say, if there was a certain company that did the coloring, they would name the company and a couple people from it. Not the janitor who cleaned the toilet at the company that did the color grading for the film. And no, this is not just the janitor who cleaned the toilet at the company that did the color grading, but they're giving credit to the company that made the plunger that the plumber's using that plumbed the toilet at the color grading company that did the coloring for the film. And they're, it's just like, it is ridiculous, all the different credit they're giving.
But it is what it is.
We don't have to watch it. It is what it is. But with the post-credit scenes, we skim through it, and at least we have fast forward.
Yeah, and that's the only reason why I did it. Was it's like, okay, this is Disney. Let me see if there's something at the very end. And a friend of mine, we're talking decades ago, he would sit through the end credits, and I'd be like, well, why are you doing that? He goes, well, to show respect to the filmmakers. I think that you should. Oh my God. I don't know if he would even be able to handle this long of credits. I mean, and back then we thought credits were long, and it was just,
2 or 3 minutes, I'm down. Yeah. But now here's the sad thing is, if I went and saw this in the theater, I would have never made it to the end. I would have been like, are you fucking kidding me?
That would have been rough, especially if you had to go to the bathroom or something. Yeah, that would have been tough. Well, so I have actually sometimes the credits begin, right? I already know because I've looked it up. Okay, there's an end credit.
The post credit. Run to the bathroom, come back.
Run to the bathroom, come back. Or I'll see like an usher or something, and I'll be like, "Hey, is there anything after the credits? Do I need to stay?" And they would either say yes or no. But if it's no, it's like, I'm out.
Again, coming full circle in our conversation back to this thing called the intranet. As soon as the credits start rolling on a film, I go, Google, is there a post-credit scene for this film? And Google will tell me.
Yeah.
So Google is a wonderful thing. It's a search engine device. A search engine is something you can type words into, and it will tell you.
Goggle?
It's like a digital encyclopedia. It's amazing. It's quite phenomenal. You got to check it out sometime.
Goggle? From
Google, like Michael Bublé, but it's Google.
oh, I
Not
don't
fragile, it's
know.
Google.
I don't like this internet thing. I don't understand it. It
Yeah,
confuses me.
confusing. Yeah.
It's very confusing. So
Yeah.
okay.
But this was another good installment in the franchise, and I'm very happy they went away from the the Will story. So I did not dislike those characters, but we'd seen enough of them, and any good reason to replace them with Penelope Cruz will not break my heart. So
I would agree. I would agree.
Yeah, and I don't recall. Do you have our scores for the other films handy or no?
I've never written them down.
Okay. Yeah, I kind of feel like I think the first one I gave a 4, maybe a 4.5, and then the others like a 4 or something. But like on a 1 to 5, this is probably a 3.5 for me. Just we could have tightened this up quite a bit. Maybe get it down to around an hour and 40 or something, shave off about a half hour, and I would have been happy. There was enough there, but it just maybe it's a little pirates fatigue. I don't know. I don't feel like that, but maybe that's part of what it was when I was watching it. But I loved all the different places they went and everything, all the different parts of the adventure, but some of them are just so long.
So long. Well, the when they're fighting at the Fountain of Youth, that did go on quite a while. The funny thing in that was when they were about to fight, and Jack goes, "Wait a minute, he wants to fight him, and he wants to fight him. Why are we fighting?"
Yeah, that was.
And the guy's like, but then they all went in and fought anyways. So because that's true. Let these a-holes fight. Why are you going to use? What are you going to get out of it? So it's that. But that fight went on for a long time. It's like we built this set. We are going to use it.
Yeah.
So it was so that was a little tough. But I think I would probably do it about the same if I said Curse was. This is what I'm thinking. I said Curse was like a 4. The second one, I think, was like a 3 because I just thought scenes were repetitive. And then At World's End, I think was no. I think Curse was like a 3.5. The second one was a 3. At World's End, I think, was a 4 because I think I enjoyed that one the most. Okay. And then this one would be like like a 3 to a 3.5, more towards a 3.5.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, they're good movies. My only complaint is that there's too much of it. It could be a lot worse.
That's true. All righty. Well, we're gonna wrap this up then.
Okay. Bye.
All right. Bye, everybody. Thanks. Thank you. Thank you, OGP. Bye. Thanks,
we want one more to watch. I am still looking forward to it, and I'm still excited. So I'm not fully engulfed in pirate fatigue yet. So that's a good thing.
Yeah, maybe it's a good thing that there's only 5 of them. So if there was 6, we might be like, we'll do this next year.
We'll just wait a couple months. It'll be like the final installment of this series will be in June.
Yeah, good point. So, all right, everybody, thanks a lot. Thank you, OGP, for being here, and we will see you on the next pirate review.